What is going on, guys? It is BZRKturbo and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today I'm starting a brand new series on how to cannon. I'm going to start from the very basics and work our way all the way up to as best as I know, teaching as many people as I can how to cannon the best they can, because I just think that, like, when I first wanted to cannon, I looked everywhere for videos on YouTube on how to cannon, and I could not find anything anywhere. Some people had how to build some, but I really didn't understand quite how to cannon yet, and it took me forever to learn how. I had to teach myself a lot just by looking at cannons and trying to figure it out, and it was really annoying having to learn it that way. So I wanted to make this series to teach y'all how to cannon, so that y'all didn't have to wait that long to learn how, and y'all could just learn quickly by watching this series. And I'm going to just go over some concepts today, just some of the basic concepts you use in a ton of different cannons. A lot of cannons, almost every cannon use all of these pretty much, and hopefully y'all will learn and understand all of them. That is the goal. Some of them you will already know how it all works, if you've cannoned any before, so you might want to skip towards the end of this video, or maybe just watch the next video when it comes out, whenever it is, and hopefully it'll just, wherever you have already gotten to, it'll just start there and go all the way up. If you don't understand some part of it, it's really good to start at the basics so that you really know every single aspect about cannoning, so that you'll understand it when you get bigger, because you can't raid with a bigger cannon even if you know how to build it if you don't understand the basics. So that's what we're doing today, is starting off with the basics. So we're going to go to the first concept right now. Okay, just wanted to go over something. Some of y'all probably know this, some of y'all probably don't, but some people say that this is no ticks. Just because I haven't ticked it back doesn't mean it isn't a tick. If you place a repeater, it automatically adds a tick to the timing. So this is at 1 tick. Then once you click it once, it's 2 ticks. That would be 2 ticks. This is 3 ticks, and this is 4 ticks. So completely full is 4 ticks, even though you click it 3 times to get it back there, is still 4 ticks. Just wanted to make sure that y'all got that concept, because a lot of people get that one confused. Okay, on to the next one. Once again, guys, this is just the basics, so if you've already understand most of how redstone works, you can go ahead and skip on later into this video. You might know all of the things that are in this video, but I just want to start from the very basics so that anyone, no matter how much experience in cannon they have, can learn how to cannon. So I'm just going to go over what a comparator does, and basically it's just a normal repeater when I guess this little piece of redstone torch sticking up, if it's not on, it just does like a normal repeater's job. But if you connect the redstone like this around it, so that it connects in 2 places, and you turn it on, it'll turn the connection on and off really quickly, and it'll power the dispenser right there 4 or 5 times in about a second. So it's really handy if you need to shoot a bunch of TNT at once, but you don't have the room for a bunch of dispensers or something like that. It's a really useful tool. They're on most cannons, and most of y'all probably knew that, but just in case you didn't, that's how a comparator works. And if you break those 2 right there so that it's not connected in 2 places, it'll just work like normal. You have to have it connected in 2 places for it to do that. Okay, guys, now I just want to go over how 3 different kinds of blocks work with redstone: glass, any solid block, and glowstone. These are all blocks that you would use. So all of these are set up the exact same way. The reason the glass does not have redstone on it is because you cannot put redstone on glass, if you didn't already know. Redstone cannot travel through glass blocks, so it's not powering this piston. It can travel through solid blocks, but it will not climb up side to side, because this block on top right here blocks this redstone from connecting to this redstone. However, if it is glowstone, redstone cannot go through glowstone, but it can connect to the redstone if you put it like this, it would connect to it, and glowstone will let it climb up it, because this top block does not block the bottom one from connecting here like a solid block does. Glass would do the same if you could put redstone on it, but glowstone is basically like glass that you can put redstone on top of. So it's very useful if you need to block off a connection, but it needs to be really close to something else. You can use glass, or to climb something in a really small area, you can use glowstone. Or if you don't want redstone to climb up something, because there might be like another contraption coming off of here that comes from here, and you don't want this redstone to interfere with it, but you still want to go through, you could block it with a solid block. You wouldn't use glowstone because it would still climb up it. And just some of the things like that are really useful to know when you're cannoning. Okay guys, now I'm going to show you what a quick pulse is. Basically it just makes redstone go really quickly, and it doesn't make it like delayed. Like if you put a repeater on 4 ticks and you had redstone hooked to each side, when it goes through it, this would delay the redstone signal, so it would make this redstone hold power for a lot longer than normal before it continued on to the next part of the redstone. I guess is how you could word it. And a quick pulse, basically it sends the redstone from this repeater into this block, and then under here is a sticky piston, and as soon as this block gets powered, this redstone gets powered at the same time this piston gets powered. So as the redstone starts to power, this piston shooting up in the air will block off the redstone signal so that it can only last for just a second, or way less than a second, and it'll quickly pulse through the rest of the redstone right here, and it'll make a piston move really quickly, and I'll demonstrate that right now. Okay guys, I had to fix a little something that was wrong with the way I set this up. If you go with the piston facing upward with the block on top of it like this, you're going to want to make sure there's a repeater on this side, because if it's just redstone like that, most of the time it won't work correctly unless it's on a certain server. This server that I'm on right now requires a repeater. I'm pretty sure it works every single time with a repeater on the end of it. This kind does not need a repeater right here, and this kind is the same as that one, just a little bit different. So now I'm going to demonstrate how it works. Let's put a little bit of delay on the end of this just so I can fly over there to see it before it actually goes off. Okay, so I'm just going to hit the button, and as you can see, this piston went out and pushed just super quickly. And I think actually yeah, the sticky piston actually won't bring a block back when it's on a quick pulse, and if you hit it again it should bring the block back this time. Yeah, so you can use that in cannoning as well to push a block out that you don't want it to keep, but it basically just does a really quick pulse on a piston is when it's mostly used, so that you can quickly push TNT into the barrel or something like that. So it's probably on every single cannon that's you know, pretty decent, like a Leon or better. And if you don't know what a Leon is or anything like that, I will tell you about that in a later video and show you how to make a Leon and things like that. But for now, we're just going over the concepts in this video, and then in the next one we'll start building some cannons. But this variation right here, to build it, you're just going to want to put a sticky piston down with a block on it, and you're going to want to put 2 repeaters into each one, but the one on the piston needs to be at 2 ticks instead of 1 tick, so that when it powers through here, this block gets powered and it starts to power this redstone. By the time this one just hits the piston, and it cuts off the redstone the same way that this one does. And then this one down here is the exact same as this one, except it uses a regular piston. It uses a regular piston and sand. So you don't have to have a sticky piston if you can't afford it on a faction server or something, or they have it disabled. I don't really know, but some people do it like this. And let's see if this one works the same way. It should work. the exact same way. Alright, let's fire this. Yeah, see, that one works the same way, and the sand will just fall back down so you can use it again if you can't afford to get a sticky piston. I like to just use a sticky piston, and unless I'm making it really compact, I just use this way. I like it a lot better. But if you're trying to make it super compact, this way is really compact. So you can use any 3 of these in most every situation. I don't think there's any difference between the 3 of them. They all just quickly pulse a piston. So I will get right into the next one in just a second. Okay guys, so the next thing I want to go over are torches and some of how they work. It's used like this on a lot of cannons to maybe power the charge of the cannon, and I'll explain the parts of the cannon a little bit later, hopefully in this same video. It might be in the next video. We'll see about that. But if you power the block that a torch is on, they turn off. Some of y'all probably have known this, some of you might not have, I don't know. But if this block right here gets powered by a redstone signal, it will turn this torch off. So if I click this button, it powers that and turns them off. And it's just for a moment until this gets repowered, or it gets unpowered. Sorry. And I can put a redstone block on it and it'll stay powered. So these torches will stay off until you had something maybe break the redstone block or push it out of the way, and they would turn back on. And there's a lot of different ways you can use this. People use it for the sand compression on 230s, or the power or charge, whatever you want to call it, on a Leon or something like that. And there's just a bunch of different ways you can use this, and I will see you guys in the next clip of another concept. Okay, so there's one more thing I'd like to explain. A lot of y'all probably have known this, some of y'all might have heard about it, but don't really know what it is or how it works. But basically, this is a clock. So if you were going to have a cannon that shot auto, that automatically stacked right after the next one, or right after the last shot, it just stacked all the sand again, and it was ready to fire again. You could use something like this, where the button was, let me get where the button was right here, and it went on through here and powered the cannon wherever. If you hit this button to start it, it powers the cannon, but this, when it comes back around, will power the whole cannon again, and it'll just keep going around and around until you turn it off, and it'll just keep shooting an auto cannon. And some people call it a clock, some people call it just a repeating timer. I mean, it's really, you can call it whatever you want. It basically just repeats the signal to the cannon. And you're probably going to want a lot more than this when you actually make an auto cannon. This is just an example. Okay guys, I think that was pretty much all of the concepts so far. If I missed one, comment down below a concept that I missed. And some of the things like how to make a sand compression, that's not really a concept. That'll be a later video along with another cannon, and I might do a whole video just on how to make a sand compression if you wanted to put one onto a cannon you already have built or something like that. So we could just do whatever y'all want to see. Whatever cannons y'all want to see me build, you can just put it down in the comment section, and I will see if I can build the cannons that y'all want a tutorial on. I am going to start off a little bit slow though, so if somebody says 230 in the comment section, we're going to wait a couple videos to do that, because I want to try to make it start from the very beginning and go up in steps slowly so that you can learn all the way up. Because if you go straight to a 230, you're not going to know all the things that are on it and how to use it very well. And the next video is probably going to be the parts of the cannon, what they're called, and how to basically use a cannon. And then after that, it'll just be tutorials of how to build the different cannons. And if there's something new that comes up, I'll show you how to use those new parts of the cannon, or the new features that have been added to a different cannon, a bigger cannon, or whatever, and the different ticks for different cannons, and basically anything that has to do with cannoning. Anything you want to see in cannoning, put it in the comment section, or really any video ideas at all, and I will try to do as much as I can. I'm trying to get as much videos out right now. Now that I've started the series, I'm going to try to keep putting this up regularly. That is such a hard word to say. But yeah, try to put them up. I don't know how often, maybe once every 3 days have a cannoning video. Hopefully I can do that. I can see myself not ending up doing that, but I really am going to try to do that, and we'll see which cannons we can learn how to build. Like I said, the next video is going to be a video on a pretty small cannon. It's just like a little sand stacker. I don't know. It's not really the greatest cannon, and a lot of people use it for really small raids, but I started with it. It is a great cannon. I don't really know what to call it. I just kind of happened on it on a video. The guy didn't have a name for it, and that's the first cannon I learned how to build. And if you start with that, you will be able to learn different bigger cannons later a lot easier if you learn how to use smaller cannons first. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe for the rest of the cannoning series. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.